Thank you so much for somebody pointing out that our microphone was not on. So anyways, hello and welcome to the Two Hippies, One Drunk podcast. I'm your host this week, Scott Ryan, and with me as always are my two longtime comic buddies, Tyler Charles.
Right here.
And Eric Fady.
Hello, thank you, Ashley.
Yes, thank you so much for tuning in yet again for this second go-round that you can hear this time. We are currently traveling the country, and your support means the world to us. This is all self-funded, and if you want to help us grow the podcast and continue to do what we do, there are a couple of ways you can do that. Cash donations are always very much appreciated. We couldn't be doing this without your help, and every little bit counts. Another way you can help us by reviewing us and rating us 5 stars on iTunes. This massively increases our visibility and helps people find us. Lastly, another way you can help us is by subscribing to our Two Hippies, One Drunk Facebook page and sharing our short videos that we've been making. We release content every day, and it's a great way of interacting with us and helping us grow. All right, and with that, let's kick off the show. Anyway, so last time we gave some advice columns, clearly very qualified.
I can't believe I have to say this again.
Yeah.
Last time your episode.
Yes. Yeah.
Focused on.
Fair enough.
Do that again.
Yes. Last time for my episode, we did some advice columns. We all agreed that we are at least equally and probably more qualified than Dr. Phil. So obviously we are the right people to be doing this. You look at us visually, you go, these are people we want to take life advice from.
Hey, I own a minivan, so
yeah.
I ride in that minivan.
Yeah. I mean, enough said. I'm sorry, enough said. I mean,
all we need to put on the resume.
I own upwards of 5 shirts. So,
I'm wearing a Come and Go hoodie.
Yes.
I'm going to say
so
it
those
again.
are all things that qualify
us to tell you what to do.
And Tyler was right. We said this in the first one, Tyler was right when he said this. Anyone that's writing in to say, am I the asshole? Here's the reason you most likely are. It's not because I'm prejudging you or your question, but it's like what probably has happened is you've asked a lot of people in your life, hey, do I look like the jerk in this story? They've all said yes.
Yep.
And now you're like, well, I'm going to ask the internet.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm pretty sure I'm right in this situation, even though exactly like Eric said, everyone said no.
But by the way, that makes sense because in the internet, you can find anybody. If you put a Reddit post out there, somebody will tell you you aren't, and that'll be enough for you, I imagine.
Even if you had a full thing of comments that were just saying you're wrong, you're a piece of shit, you get that one person that says, yeah, you're right. You're like, okay, cool. That's the reason I did it.
And real quick, before he gets to this, I will say someone commented that we smell like a platypus. I'm going to acknowledge this comment because for some reason the room does seem to smell extra danky today.
Yes, it does.
That is Aaron Sims, who is currently running for Nevada Senate.
Wow.
Actually.
Wow. All right then.
Yes. Long time.
He has my support.
Friend Aaron Sims.
He has my support too.
I'm going to register as a citizen and vote based on this comment.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. We'll
register as a citizen there and vote.
Yeah. No. We will do the thing Democrats were accused of doing a couple of years ago, and we'll bust ourselves in and illegally vote.
I'm for it. I'm for it in this instance.
Yeah.
I'm for it. Anyway.
Okay. So anyway, I pulled all of these this time. The last time we kind of pulled from some advice columns. This time I went to Reddit because I thought, like, Reddit, a nice subreddit of people looking for advice is a good place to find
Again,
material.
I would say more people looking for affirmation that their terrible thoughts are right.
Yeah, they're not really trying to ask for advice. Their validation is what they want.
Okay, yeah, and this is a subreddit called Am I the Asshole, which you kind of referenced before the idea behind it, where people post and they go, was I right? Am I the asshole in this situation? I was going to start somewhere else, but since you've already kind of primed it in that direction, Eric, I'm going to go ahead and start with a guy that I think is probably an asshole.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
let us be the
yeah. We're the judge of that.
That is true. I never know which direction it's going to go, so maybe not.
Maybe not.
This is a 25-year-old guy and his 23-year-old girlfriend. My girl Lydia lives with a roommate who has a boyfriend, Jeff. We gathered at their place last Friday for pizza. After a while, Jeff asks Lydia if she is still scared of being here alone the nights the roommate goes over to his place and I can't come. Lydia has always had trouble with being alone at night, and most nights I stay on FaceTime with her till she falls asleep so she feels safer. The roommate laughs and says that if she hears a noise in the bathroom, at least it will be a ghost and not her locked in, passed out. Lydia just mouse explain later to me. You guys following it so far?
Not really.
Okay.
I lost.
So, guy's got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
The girlfriend lives with a couple.
Okay.
Right.
The couple, she doesn't like to be alone. They're talking about this,
Right.
and she says, the friend says, well, at least if we hear a bang in the bathroom, we'll know it's just you passed out and not a ghost.
I still don't really
So
get it.
his girlfriend apparently passed out in the bathroom
Like
at some
drunkenly.
point.
Oh,
No,
okay.
not drunkenly,
Oh,
just
okay.
passed out.
Okay.
And the two friends are referencing it, the couple that lives with her.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. When we get to Lydia's room, I ask her to explain, and she tells me that this afternoon she wasn't feeling good and ended up fainting in the shower. So Jeff, who is the husband in the couple she lives with, had to break the door to get in and help her. She said that she already felt better and didn't want to tell me because I was going to be worried about nothing. I said that it wasn't nothing if she had fainted and that I should be aware of these things to help her. She said that now it would be just a funny story about how Jeff broke the door and the roommate had to cover her with a towel so they could come to the rescue of her naked body. That moment I saw red. I asked if Jeff had seen her naked, and she said she couldn't be sure since she was unconscious, but the roommate said that he stood out of the bathroom until she was covered. I asked if Lydia thought it was fair to me to not to know that another guy had seen her naked, and she said he didn't actually see her naked and that it shouldn't matter since he was only helping. I shouted that she just said that she was unconscious and couldn't know if he saw her naked. She told me to be quiet or they would hear me, and I shouted that I didn't care, that a man just saw my girlfriend's body and I had a right to be mad. Jeff and the roommate come in then and explain that he never saw anything. He just broke the lock and waited outside until the roommate gave him a clear. I said
He
that
seems at this point very concerned about the health.
Yes.
He's really moved past that health part of the concern.
Yeah.
Forget about this fact that you passed out randomly in the middle of the day. That has now moved on behind his, like I said, his care anymore.
Okay, so I said that I didn't believe him, and the roommate jumped to his defense, saying she was right there, making sure the situation wasn't embarrassing so they could take proper care of Lydia without her feeling weird. I said that if she was a cuckold, I wouldn't be. Jeff then shouted at me, saying I should respect his girlfriend and mine, who had spent a whole day saying that she was fine but still looked a bit pale. He said that he only did it because he cared about Lydia, that I was an asshole who didn't deserve any type of help. Hearing him say he cared about her was it for me. I left with it without as much as looking at Lydia as she begged me not to go. Over the weekend, Lydia had to be admitted to a hospital as she didn't feel good again. Jeff and the roommate prohibited me from seeing her, saying I didn't deserve her. Obviously, the whole hospital thing sucks and I wish I was there for her, but I still think I was right.
Do you?
Do you think you were right?
No,
that is some bullshit. Yeah, like,
he doesn't care about the health at all. I mean, he did. I think he probably.
He's like, you saw my naked girlfriend.
Right.
Fuck you, dude. Like, honestly, calm the hell down. She was in the shower. It's not his fault.
The other thing is, this is a long thing to write out. Like,
Yeah.
and the reason is he knows he has to write. It's like when someone is not getting their point across. I do this a lot sometimes, and then they just keep talking, hoping that somehow that will just solve it. And like I said, I can kind of do this at times if I'm trying to make a point, and I'm just like, fuck, they're not getting it. I'm just gonna keep talking, and that will probably make it better. And I feel like that's what happened here. I feel like he was typing this out, and it's like, I don't know, I kind of look bad. I'm just gonna be typing more because maybe if I type more words, somehow I'll look like I'm the good guy in this.
And that's the thing I think we've kind of referenced before, but it is always weird about this, is it is the person who experienced it typing it out. They get to frame this in the best way possible.
For themselves, and they did not.
No.
They framed themselves as the total asshole.
That's actually a good point, because imagine if the other people had written this.
Yeah.
I mean, he's saying, even in his defense of himself, is saying that they kind of came in and just had him say, hey, it wasn't us. Saying that the girl repeatedly told him that, and this is not, by the way, like the other husband was in there by himself, and then his wife like came in later. This isn't like, I mean, anything like that. Literally, they were both there. Literally, they're both telling him she passed out. He beat the door down to save her, to help make sure she was okay.
Save her life.
And then he stepped out
Yeah.
of the room while his wife covered her up to make it less. I mean, they couldn't sound nicer.
No.
No.
Yeah. And then, or like, get out of here, you weirdo. You don't get to visit her after accusing my boyfriend of trying to peek. Like,
Yes.
like he broke down the door. This is an extreme situation.
Okay, and this. I just want to make sure this doesn't get glossed over. The wife says, no, like my husband didn't see her naked. I went in, I covered her. And then this guy goes, if you're going to be a cuckold, I won't be.
I know. No. Yeah. I always sound like, I always am one of these people. Like, I just do not. What is the fact here? Who is he not trusting? That's what I don't get. Like, who is he not? You know what I mean? And what is the lie, the benefit of any lie? They made up a whole story of your girlfriend passing out in the bathroom, breaking a door down, all this what? So maybe the husband saw a little bit of your girlfriend naked or something.
Yeah,
like,
And could you imagine, you're with your wife, there is a medical emergency with your roommate. You're scared for her safety.
I know.
And the idea is like, oh, well, what if he got a peek at her nipple? Like,
Yeah.
that's probably the last thing on his fucking mind.
Like, wait, you saw her naked? Like, and also no.
and also, thanks for saving your girlfriend.
Yeah.
By the way, who was
Yeah.
passed out in the middle of the bathroom. Who knows what happens if someone doesn't get to her? Because she
And when
obviously
he
went
said
back.
she
So
Yeah.
like your roommates, and this other roommate just said, I care about her. I want her to be okay. He flips a nut too.
Yes.
Like over it, like, I care about her. Fuck
Yes.
you, dude.
Yeah, no, seriously. It obviously was serious because, like you said, she went back to the fucking hospital.
right, it wasn't.
She might be
Yeah,
having seizures, dude. Like,
Fucking-
really check
Yeah.
that shit out. So no, yeah, you're the asshole.
Yeah, you're the no question.
You're the asshole.
right.
Okay, so this one I'll be like this was the one I was gonna start with, which is maybe a little bit more complicated. Okay, I'll try and keep
boy.
this short. I and my wife stayed with a friend for a couple of days, and she had a decently large supply of shroom chocolate. I don't do psychedelics often, but I took her up on the offer of taking a bar with me when we left. The chocolate candy bar wrapper and label. I put the bar in my toiletry bag for safekeeping. On the return trip from our visit, we stopped and stayed with my in-laws. We were using the downstairs bathroom that I didn't think the mother-in-law and father-in-law used at all, as their personal bathroom is equidistant from the common spaces. I kept my toiletry bag on the counter with my wife's. 2 days ago, mother-in-law used the bathroom, and while in there, she saw what she thought was a delicious Lindt chocolate bar poking out of my toiletry bag. Unable to resist, she ate about a quarter to a third of the bar.
Wait, you know. By the way, this lady is the asshole here.
Yeah.
What are you
Stop
doing?
stealing people's
No,
shit.
like,
Yeah.
You're going. Okay, I know he thinks, and I know there's more to it. I get it.
Yes,
But
no, go ahead.
But he thinks that it's not. They went back going. I would say this: if you're having guests over,
Yeah.
and you have other like if you have a bathroom that they're kind of using, you should only be going in that unless it's the only bathroom you have, which is
Yeah.
obviously isn't, because based on how he describes it.
Yeah.
And so you shouldn't really be going in there unless you kind of have to. And two, you would just take chocolate out of like. I mean, you would eat
Okay,
some-
the only
Go ahead.
thing I will say is the very next line is correct. She was correctly thinking I wouldn't mind if it was my chocolate, as I am always willing to share.
Okay,
So
but
there's at least that.
yeah, but still, I don't think she should even be in there. If they have more than one
Yeah.
bathroom, which again sounds like they probably do, you should assume if you have guests over, that's kind of their bathroom.
Yeah.
I would say.
No, totally. Okay, so a third of the bar is certainly enough to trip pretty hard. Mother-in-law has a panic attack on the come up, has no idea what was happening, and thought she was having a heart attack. She calls an ambulance while the rest of us are out of the house and checks herself into the hospital.
boy.
Eventually, after much panic and drama and fear, we figure out what has happened. Mother-in-law is rattled, having never done drugs, but physically is fine. Now, my wife, my mother-in-law, and father-in-law are pissed at me. Even my wife's sister called to tell me I was an asshole for giving her mother shrooms.
She didn't give
Wow.
her
He didn't
No.
give it. No.
Yeah.
He did not give her shrooms. There was not a
Was that the
handoff.
end there?
Yeah, more or less. I'm not going to read. There's like one more paragraph,
No.
but he's just summing it up.
They look. It's a situation that is unfortunate. And yeah, dude, they have a house. It sounds like they have a house. It sounds like they this was a guest room for a night or two.
Yeah,
So
And
his
what are
wife
you-
got mad at him too?
apparently.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is
No,
absurd.
the
She
wife-
knew about it.
No, I agree.
The wife, I wouldn't mind in some level if the wife like outwardly is kind of like just like, yeah, this is, you know what, I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't mind her saving face, I guess, in front of the family, but behind the scenes, she should be you know what I'm saying? But in a behind the scenes, she'd be like, dude, I get it.
Yeah.
She shouldn't have eaten that. We knew it was there.
Yeah.
You know, but maybe outwardly just kind of like, you know, I'm sorry, Mom, you know, and, you know, I don't know.
Saying
Like,
he gave it to her.
right. That's
Like, no, she sneakily took my shit and did that herself.
The only angle I could see working at all, it's completely fucking ridiculous. The wife has no reason to be mad. Some of the family, maybe you brought illegal drugs into our house without our consent.
No, I can get that a little bit, but saying even you gave it to her, like, no, I didn't.
No, she went into a bathroom.
She took my shit. That is on her.
Rummaged around through a bag.
Yeah, to the point where she found them and then ate them.
Yeah. No, that's
And also a third of this candy bar, she's leaving part of the candy bar.
Well, of course, you're not going to eat somebody's entire candy bar. You're going to pop. They're like lit chocolates. You're going to pop one or two off.
Oh, okay.
Gonna have a
I'm
little
thinking like she's eating half a Snickers
Yeah, no.
and putting it back in the thing.
No.
And by the way, if anything, don't they? Isn't it like the wife's shroom mostly, or like they say they just don't do it that often? What was the beginning of that? Where it was
They
like,
went to some friends and did shrooms, and friends gave them some shrooms to take home.
okay. So by the way, your daughter is also okay with this.
Yes.
You should know that.
And
So this
she doesn't get to get mad either. The wife is that's absurd.
Yeah, no, yeah. The wife is the asshole.
Like I said, I know it sounds weird. I'm just saying I don't mind if the wife does she can be a little more of like, I get it, like kind of bring people together or something. Like she can, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying call him an asshole, but like she can be
at
a
least
little
be
bit
like, hey guys, like I'm sorry, we shouldn't have brought it.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
But it's like our fault, not his.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do not point at your husband and be like, this is your fault, asshole.
I totally agree with you, Tyler. The role in her situation is to go, look, sorry, Mom, we fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, we shouldn't have brought those in. I take the lead on that.
Yeah,
honestly.
what an asshole to like the parents start yelling and the daughter just inches her way over to where the parents are.
Knowing that
She's like, yeah, you bastard.
knowing that it was hers, that they had been doing some of it themselves.
Yes.
Like it'd be one thing if this story was he didn't right.
Like the husband had no idea that or like he had mushrooms.
That
Or the wife.
that she had no idea that
That would make way more sense for her to get upset. But if you both are doing that shit, fuck you, lady. Like, and that whole family for like ostracizing him when he did nothing except put a bag somewhere that he thought he could.
And here's the other thing. I mean, I get it because I'm kind of scared of some of those kind of drugs, only because I get worried that I'll be this person with a bad reaction. So I get it that it was stressful for her. I don't think there's any question that would be a case, especially not knowing she was doing it, not done it before. I get that. But this isn't like they had arsenic or something. You know what I mean? She's fine. I understand she had a panic attack. That's fair to me.
Yeah.
I think it's reasonable.
She tripped on some drugs.
Yeah.
Dude,
And like they said, nothing happened to her body. She was fine.
Yeah, I've said before, like, I would never be cool with being dosed and not being told. I've done psychedelics plenty of times. I'm going to have a fucking panic attack if I don't know I took them.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I start feeling that weird.
Yep. No, absolutely.
Yeah, even if you know what the feeling's like because you've done
Exactly.
that stuff more, but still,
But you'd still be like,
why
am I tripping right now? What's going on?
And so for someone who's not even experienced that, again, I understand her going to the hospital.
Yeah.
But I mean, dude, you're fine. You didn't die. You're not going to die from that.
And
No life, there'll be no,
and honestly,
long-term effects.
Stay out of my fucking shit, you old bag. Like, that's the get out of here.
So, okay, so the asshole rank would basically be the wife at the top, then the family,
then the family.
I mean, the guy's not even, I don't have.
The guy's not on the ass.
The lady was saying that he gave him to her, right? The one who took him was like, you gave those to me.
No, that was the sister.
The sister said that. You gave our mom shrooms.
But the mom didn't say anything. Okay. Well, I was going to put her higher up on that rank if she took them and then was like, you gave those to me.
No, I would argue the mom is at the bottom of the asshole rank because apparently this was a thing that was okay. He's like, normally I wouldn't have cared if she would have taken that chocolate at all. So that's obviously the relationship they have. And then this woman just has never tripped in her life and just got a surprise trip. So I'm sure she's rattled.
Yeah.
Okay, so this next one, I kind of gave you guys a heads up this was going to be in here because I just couldn't contain myself. Involves a friend of the show, O.J. Simpson.
Right.
Friend of the show.
That's true. He did it.
No, he is. He did do it.
Well, this man will probably disagree with you.
All right.
Okay, so this is his girlfriend writing this. My boyfriend of 5 years has many great traits, But the one very weird quirk is that he's convinced OJ didn't do it. He's seen every documentary and miniseries and still thinks OJ is innocent. His explanation.
What a hill to die on.
Yeah.
Like, what is
OJ didn't do it.
what is the benefit, and what is, like, you know what I mean? I'd like to talk to this guy. I want to interview this guy and ask him why.
And you and I both,
Yeah.
especially you and I, Eric, love to take contrary opinions. Love to just be like, I'm going to die on this stupid hill.
I get it, but like to this
Never.
level that he's seen all these documentaries, you know what I mean, and shit. Oh my god.
And I will say, I think this woman's kind of the asshole for having this next line and not saying what it is. But his explanation of who he thinks did it is probably even crazier than other OJ truthers. But he's not a conspiracy theorist other than this, so I mostly let it go. Which makes me very mad. Tell me what this guy thinks.
Yeah, I want to know who he thinks killed those people.
Wait, she's not going to explain it?
No, she does not. And I wish she would.
I definitely thought that was coming. Way to leave us hanging with
Now
that.
I've dabbled in some OJ conspiracies before.
Like,
in
who else could it be?
A lot of people think it might have been his son.
Okay.
That there's a whole idea that his son was fucking Nicole Simpson and that his son freaked out. That's why his DNA was there. And that OJ didn't do it. But
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I have no reason to believe that, but that's the most common one. I spend a lot of time reading about and watching OJ-related content, and it's just become a hobby that I ignored. He recently self-published a book unrelated to OJ. It's just science fiction. I read all his drafts and helped him edit. Perhaps narcissistically, I thought I would be the person to whom he dedicated the book. It wasn't until I ordered it that I opened and saw it was dedicated to fucking OJ. No, I know it's his right to do whatever he wants, but I wouldn't have been upset if he dedicated it to his mom or something. But he's never met OJ. He said he hoped the book would go big, people would buy it, and be thrown off by the dedication, which talks about OJ being innocent, and this would open the Pandora's box to the world.
He thought he was changing the world by dedicating it to OJ.
I asked him, why not just...
I would say what he's most guilty of is assuming that this dude who self-published a book, all of a sudden this was going to open the world, the gate. You know, there has been FX shows on it, documentary after book after book after book about it.
Oh
This
my God.
unknown dude who self-published a book on science fiction was going to be the key to bringing down the OJ conspiracy.
Some guy with like a free sci-fi book on Kindle, and everybody just reads it and grabs their pitchfork.
The book has nothing to do with him. It's a sci-fi
Maybe he
book.
should write a book about how OJ didn't do it.
Yeah, break that down for us, buddy.
Okay, so actually, I'm trying to pull this up. I lost my spot, but we were just about to get to that because, okay. I asked him why not just write a book about OJ.
Yeah.
And then he said, because it would be harder to market given that he wasn't involved in the case and isn't in law. So his hope was to write a science fiction book, which I'm just saying personally, my editorial, I also question if he's any more qualified to do that than he is to practice the law.
Right.
There would be the next viral novel with the
So
secret agenda of highlighting OJ. He also was hoping OJ himself would see it.
well, he probably will. If you send it to him on Twitter, he 100% will.
Yeah.
OJ gets back on Twitter. But
He's not doing anything.
What?
He's not doing anything more important. OJ Simpson.
Dude, I'm telling you, just how he stays on Twitter. If this dude sent him a link and Twitter, he would
He's
respond.
reading it. Yeah.
Especially because it's in defense of him. So the funny thing
Yeah,
is,
he's
this
like, yup.
dude wanted to. Essentially, basically, what he's saying is he wanted to write a book defending OJ, but thought the best way to somehow get the message out there because he's not in the law is just to write a book and then dedicate. So it could have been anything. He just,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he likes science fiction a little bit or something.
And what is it? What is the secret agenda? Like throughout, is it just in the corner? There's like subliminal little OJ symbols, or like
I think it's just the dedication in the front,
just the dedication? Okay.
which really
I thought
seriously
his
too.
book incorporated OJ
Dude,
somehow.
start a podcast or something.
Yeah.
And do a weekly show where you give your writing a self-publishing a crappy science fiction book just with a dedication, and you thought that's gonna.
And I'm assuming the lady's upset about the dedication, but like, I don't even care about that. What an insane person to dedicate it to. That's the problem.
The thing
It's
is,
like anybody. Yeah.
And the thing is, as somebody who likes to read a lot, I guarantee you, if I opened up a book from an unknown author and the first thing I saw was that it was dedicated to O.J. Simpson and proving his innocence, it would not make me.
But he's a friend of the show, so
Yeah. No, but it would not make me feel more positive. It would not make me think it's more likely OJ is innocent. It would make me think it's more likely this is not a good book.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. But you would get that book, right?
No,
You wouldn't get the book.
no. If anything, I would put it back.
Okay.
I would be like, okay, this is gonna be trash. This is a fine insane.
I feel like you just buy it out of just pure awe, shock and awe.
But then think about how mad you would be if nothing comes of it. It's just a generic sci-fi novel.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm aware OJ isn't even in jail. My boyfriend acts like he is. He says,
I have a conspiracy, by the way. Sorry, I just butted in with an idea. But I have a conspiracy. I don't think this girlfriend's real. I think this dude wrote this on a Reddit forum just to get some more some more like coming from this other.
Yeah.
Because now we're talking about whatever this book is. And you actually looked up. Apparently, there was a link to it. So my point is, like, I
Yeah.
wouldn't doubt if this dude just created this Reddit thing to then have people go like, oh, well, I better check it out at least.
here's the only reason I don't think that's the case is if it was, you would have a very long, detailed explanation of what this girlfriend, like her boyfriend, thinks happened.
No, I don't agree. I think this would be the great way to do it. It really sounds legit. And by the way, I don't think I just got enough credit for an incredible conspiracy theory I just created.
We don't have any awards.
He says even if OJ is free, he's not truly free because people only know him as that man who killed his wife and not as a great athlete.
Oh, the other person too. by the
Yeah,
way. The waiter.
the waiter as well. Yeah, Ron Goldman.
And he killed his acting career.
Ooh, yeah, famously in
Famously.
Naked Gun.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
I love him in Naked Gun and the Hertz commercials.
yes. He's telling me none of this affects me, so I'm in the wrong to be so offended. But come on, this just feels like delusion, and it makes me angry that I helped him edit a book that turned out to be some OJ-related secret.
I have one more thought real quick too, by the way. Everything she says is right. Having said that, this dude has left enough breadcrumbs to let you know this might have been coming. So like,
Yes.
I just
Yeah.
like I get it. I think if it's her, I agree that this is a ridiculous. But dude, there's been enough warning signals that not that you would think he would dedicate the book to it, but at this point, you have made your peace that this dude's obsessed with that, and
Yeah.
you have to go with that or against
If
it.
he's bringing up OJ more than he's bringing up you, he's probably going to dedicate the book to OJ.
Okay. The only thing I will say is that, like, and granted, I'm curious what you guys would say because maybe I might not be the middle ground on this or the whatever, like the rational center of this.
Yeah.
Because I do enjoy conspiracy theories. But if I dated a girl who otherwise I was into, as long as the conspiracy theory wasn't like
She didn't break up
openly,
with him or anything, right?
no,
Okay.
but
What is it?
wasn't
What is it?
openly racist. As long as my girlfriend wasn't going around being like,
Yeah.
no, like this world
That's
is
a
a
problem.
Jewish plot or something. I don't care. Like if she wants to believe in Hollow Earth, if she wants to believe in lizard people or whatever, I'll be like, yeah, whatever. Like it's her thing.
She better be hot.
She
But,
better be- yeah, there is a hot scale
Yeah.
to that.
But so what is her in the end? What is her thing? What is she asking? Just is she wrong?
Is she wrong for being upset that he dedicated
Here's
the book to OJ instead
Here's
of
the
to her?
thing. I understand why she should be upset, and I think that she does have a right to be upset. But as I just said, there have been enough clues that I don't think you should be. I think at this point you need to make the decision if you're okay with this OJ stuff or not. And if you're not, you need to move on. I'm not saying
Yeah.
she doesn't have a right to be wrong, but as I said, he has regularly had conversations with her about how he doesn't think this is happening. And so in a weird way, he's very honest. I'm not saying he's right or he's not a
Yeah.
weirdo, but he's not hiding this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say she's not, or like, she is the asshole for bringing it up because it's like kind of she is putting herself in that position when she already knows.
Here's
And like, who cares what he does with his book?
yeah, she did help him edit it. The only thing I would say,
yeah, that's true.
the only
And
thing I would say is okay, like even
does it
take
say
out.
how long they were together?
It does not.
Okay.
But even taking out the OJ stuff, like you helped a guy edit a book and you were his girlfriend, and then he was just like, "Yeah, no, I'm dedicating this to Lee Harvey Oswald because I don't believe he was the only shooter." There would be a much more rational conspiracy. You'd still be like, "What the fuck?" Like,
I agree. I think there could be. You can do 2 dedications, by the way. And that's probably what he should have done.
Yeah.
But,
She
I mean,
says
it
he
is-
talks
Oh, you
about
better
it.
put your girlfriend over OJ.
Thanks to my thanks to
I
my
don't think
amazing
he
girlfriend
does.
for helping me edit this book. And also, I'd like to point out that O.J. Simpson is innocent
Yeah.
or whatever.
And also,
Thanks
I'd
to
like
him.
I'd like to thank 2-time Heisman Trophy winner O.J. Simpson.
And what is why is he thanking him? Like, thank you
Why-
for like not going to jail.
Well, no, he didn't thank him. I mean, I know
Dedicated it to
He
him.
dedicated to him based on his innocence.
Yeah, like dedicated to you because you got away with it. Like, good for you, guy.
Well, no, he thinks he's innocent.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
deal.
true.
So he's dedicating it, like in his mind, shedding
To
a
the
light.
innocent man.
Well, shedding a light on it, so
O.J.
hoping that other
Simpson.
people would think that would look into it more. That's what he's hoping.
Yeah.
I
Fair
mean,
enough.
I mean, if he believes that, it's retarded.
Yeah.
But if he believes it, he believes it. I guess. I mean, it is what it is. You're allowed to. I mean,
And if you ever see like these there are a billion different sci-fi novels, and they've all got where you're telling me you picked up like the Alien Chronicles, Delta Variant, whatever, and like
right.
you flip to the first page and you're like, dude, no, I like this guy makes a convincing case.
Yeah, I don't think Star Wars would have made it if they had dedicated the. Oh, that wasn't a book first. Sorry. Apologies.
Yeah, I think it was the guy who wrote this thing out just to slowly get this into consciousness. His book out there.
Yeah, I think the
It's-
guy wrote this
He
Reddit
Reddit
section.
thing.
So this
Just
guy,
trying to promote his book. You
so
know?
this guy is the asshole for pretending to be his girlfriend.
Yeah.
No, if he does that, that's a genius move.
Oh!
I tip my cap to him.
Okay, fair enough.
I think that's genius marketing. I'd tip my cap to him.
So the asshole is me for falling for it.
That's a good point.
Yes.
I agree.
Okay.
I contend that this guy wrote this and Scott got fooled, and you're an asshole.
You're the asshole for believing it.
All right, I am the asshole in the OJ dedication.
But you didn't
story.
see that one going that way.
Yeah, no one in the story but Scott himself.
Okay, what I thought would be a total non-issue has ballooned into a huge problem, and I'm up at 7:05 a.m. dealing with it. I figured while I wait for a text, I could post here to see if what I did was really that bad. I'm a big fat ass. There's no way around it. I love to eat, which probably borders on addiction, but I figure since I'm only hurting myself, it's probably better to just live my life. I have some great friends, although there's no doubt I'm the harmless, funny token fat guy of the otherwise pretty good-looking group. I guess that sets the stage enough. Last night, my friend hosted UFC and I was invited. He got a 6-foot party sub.
Oh, here we go.
I also brought homemade wings that are sort of my specialty. Well, of course, people flocked to the food, and I had basically one serving of the sandwich, but people devoured my wings, and I didn't get to have a single one, which is totally fine. That's why I brought them. But maybe an hour later, I was starving. I kept eyeing the sandwich, and I'd say there was about 3 feet of it left.
3 feet.
I waited an
You're
hour.
about to eat 3 feet.
Yeah, but he's waited an hour. People ate the wings and stuff. I mean,
You have 1 foot. You don't need to come for all 3.
Okay, well, to be fair, this is his process. I waited an hour, then another half hour, and no one had touched it, but they were still munching on chips, pretzels, and whatnot, so I was like,
Feet is
screw
a
it.
big fucking
I took
sandwich.
about half of what was left and ate it, which you're still talking
Okay.
about a foot and a half.
That's
that point,
that's
okay?
not that crazy.
Then the last half set for another 10 to
It's like
15.
a Jack's or whatever, Jimmy, whatever. That big sub, the giant subs, they have those ones.
Hey,
like
Jimmy
straight up.
John's.
Not at Jimmy John. Whatever.
Like Jimmy John's
Jersey's
giant
Mike's
subs.
or-
Jersey Mike's. That's what it is.
Okay.
They have those giant ones.
Okay, but also keep in mind, he ate a sandwich earlier,
Yeah.
like an hour earlier, too. Then the last half set for another 10 to 15 minutes, and no one said anything, so I ate the rest. Well, to be sure, as I was swallowing the last bite, the host's girlfriend asked where the sandwich was. Like I was the guilty party, pretty much everyone pointed at me. I guess they noticed me eating the sandwich. She was furious and said that I was an incredible pig and that I had been super selfish to eat 3 feet of a 6-foot sandwich.
I mean,
I don't
it's only a 6 foot. That's half the thing.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I felt so bad that I tried to explain to her that I really did wait over an hour and thought people had lost interest. I also tried to explain how everyone had ate my wings, and she said something along the lines of, "You brought them to share, Alan. If someone had eaten over half by themselves, that's not fucking sharing, is it?"
But did he have to sub?
Yes.
Yes.
It was a 6
But-
foot
but
sub, and
everybody-
he ate 3.
Dude, he brought food. He sat around for a while. An hour and a half into a UFC thing. Honestly,
This fatty should
This
have had
might-
1 foot. You get a 1 foot sub. If they're
Yeah.
in the 3 pieces,
you
take-
no. You know what this girlfriend's mad about? She's not mad that it gets shared. She's mad because she saw that sitting there and going, "Oh, awesome! No one's eating this. We'll have this the next 2 days." But they bought it for everybody in the party. He did bring wings. It's not like he didn't bring anything to the party.
Well, I feel like
Homemade wings, by the way.
Yeah.
Which people did eat. And he did give it, if he's right, he gave it an hour and a half of the show.
Did she bring it up at the end of the party? Or
She
something.
brought it up as he was finishing the 3 feet.
So she was coming up to eat it. Right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Yeah, that's a very
No,
good point. She
no.
was coming up to eat it.
But here's the thing, though, dude. If we take his timeline, to be right, he sat there an hour and a half. There was 3 feet left. He took a foot and a half of it, which I don't think is that big of a deal at all at that point, for sure. And
That's fair.
And then he said he waited another 10, 15 minutes. If she saw him take like a foot and a half of it, she was even verging on hungry, you should walk up and be like, "Damn, sandwich is almost done." Like, to me, I see a person who saw that, went up purposely when the sub was done, and then got pissed.
But if
That's
this
what I
sandwich
see.
is 6 feet, that means they're chopping it up into little pieces.
Yeah.
And that means
One piece at a time.
I see a girl who walked up knowing the sandwich is done and just decided this is a chance I
I
can get
see
mad.
a fat son of a bitch going to eat 3 feet of a
If
sandwich
he didn't
that
eat
was
that,
meant for everyone.
if he didn't eat that last part of it, I don't believe no one would have finished.
I'm sorry, you don't get a full meal when you're going to hang out and watch UFC. You're getting snacks. You're not eating a full meal. You brought wings for everybody. Everybody ate them.
Not
And,
even just that. You're drinking over 3 or 4 hours. You're going to come back to the food.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I'm half and half on this.
Well, and here's my thing too. I believe, I'm curious about your guys' perspective on this. I would say if you get food with friends, it's not a strict line. It's not everybody has to have exactly the same amount, but you do kind of have to do a little bit of math. I'm with 6 people. What is a sixth of this?
And whoever's hosting gets the last of it.
That's a
That's
good
what I
point
would
too.
say.
Whoever brought the thing.
Yeah,
gets the
or like
last of it.
hosting the event. If you're at their house,
Yeah.
they get the last of whatever.
Look,
it
I
is.
agree. I would say this. Overall, I do agree with that. I think the dude probably should have just waited and gone on his way home. You could get DoorDash in these days and age too, by the way, if he really was hungry. But I'm just saying, I think this girl coming up when she did, I think it's kind of dramatic. And I think she wanted to, I don't think it's like that outrageous. I don't think he should have done it. I'm just
He
saying.
ate a sub the size of like a 6-year-old.
Have you ever ate a foot-long sub? Is a lot to eat.
Yeah,
I know. I get it.
it's like, man, I'm
But
a
they
short
also all
dude.
know he's a fat ass.
Yes. Yeah.
And he provides them a lot of entertainment as a fat ass friend. And so you got to feed that guy. You know what I mean? I bet
like
they get
that
a lot
angle.
of laughs.
I do agree with that. He needs
Yeah.
the energy to be jiggling
Yeah.
for our entertainment.
That is a fair point. I'm going to finish reading this just because there's a little bit more. I offered to order pizza or even go get Subway, and she said that it was a pathetic offer because because the party sub had been from a local shop owned by her friend.
No.
She's a dick.
See?
She's a dick.
See?
She's a dick.
You coming
She's a
around?
dick.
You coming around to my point that
Yes.
she came up specifically?
Absolutely.
She probably doesn't like
Yes.
him.
Yep.
I'm not trying to
Yes.
be weird. A lot
Just
of girls don't like their guy friends for whatever reason.
Yep.
She probably doesn't really like him. She knows he's fat, but she can get away with it because he's
Yeah.
fat. She came up knowing the sub was done, not really wanting it, and then she decided to yell, "This is my chance! I can get him." If he indeed offered to buy pizza or something from somewhere else, you are a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
I understand that he probably shouldn't have eaten that much, but
But
if
if
he
he's
said,
offering to get more food,
right, he's like, okay, you know
Yeah.
what, dude, you're right. You guys are right. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I kind of ate maybe a little too much. Hey, guys, I'll order a pizza.
Yeah, he's absolutely. I would have been like, at least you're doing okay.
I agreed with him. You publicly shamed the man at this point.
Yes,
Like, you scolded him like a child.
he deserved it.
And he did.
Yeah.
You scolded him like a child.
But I think she did this again. I think
Yeah.
this was an excuse that she could know she could do it and be like somewhat justified. I
Yeah.
bet she wanted to anyway. She saw him go get that last part of the song. She saw him take the one part and said, if he goes for that last part, now's my time.
Yes, yes, you are right. She was waiting for that last little bit. Like, hey,
Yeah.
did you eat the rest of that, fatty?
And it's
Like,
just,
hey, I'll buy you some more food. No, I just wanted to call you fat. Like,
And
that was the whole point.
and it is just seriously, you got in your digs. He's willing to buy more food. At that point, you just got to call.
Let him.
You got to salvage the rest of the night.
Yeah.
You got to go. Okay, we're all here to have fun. We're all friends.
Like, cool.
Like-
Thank you for doing that. You know, it sucks that happened and we have to
Yeah.
wait, but it's cool of you to do that.
I am going to bring up your friend again here just because he's coming. He said, for one, he goes, I'm a fat dude, and I have to admit 3 feet is a lot. But then he says, yep, no, screw her. She's making up excuses to be a douchebag to him.
Yes.
And that's the thing. Again, if everything he's saying is true, which we just have to take it at that word, if he started saying, you know what, guys, you're right. Honestly, my bad. I'll buy some pizzas. Then what is the problem?
Yeah.
What is the problem then?
And I do agree. I do think this guy is telling the truth because this guy seems very willing to make himself look bad in this story.
Yeah.
This isn't even one where he's
It
equivocating or
started
making
out with,
excuses.
"Hey, I'm a fatty."
Yeah, and I have a problem
And
with
I
eating.
have a problem with eating. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like again,
Nah,
I would say he
she's
ate a
the
lot.
worst.
See, it's funny, like you took you to the detail, but
Yeah.
I would say Professor Fady got the clues, I think, a little
I would say
early.
if that didn't happen, if she said okay with that, it would have been fine. I would have been like, I get that. You shouldn't have eaten 3 feet of a sub.
No.
That's insane.
And
You
guess
ate a
what?
small child.
And guess what? Then I would have even been a little more on her side, maybe. But I think
On
she
her
saw an
side, yeah.
opportunity and she took it.
She did.
I woke up this morning to several texts from my twin sisters, who are the host's best friends, saying that I had to get my shit under control and that everyone is really mad at me and that I embarrassed myself last night. I tried to explain to them what my mind said in bed and they haven't responded.
Well,
my thing is like if you're a fat guy and you're eating the last sub and you do replenish it, you got to deal with people. They're gonna make fat jokes after that time.
Yeah.
Like that is coming. You did that to yourself.
but I don't think that's what he's mad about. I think he's. I
No,
don't
that
think he's
they
even mad. I
shunned
think he's
him.
hurt. Like that.
Yeah.
They're like, dude, they're literally like they won't respond to him. And it's like, you know what, man? The dude. I get it, but honestly,
like you're missing one meal and you're like not gonna be friends with this guy anymore.
And by the way, and I get it when you say you say, oh well, you know we have a problem. Well, the reality is, if he has a problem, probably there's been other incidences in parties. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he regularly.
This guy's history might be filled with 3-foot sandwiches.
Right. Exactly.
And actually, I will say this is good evidence for the fact that the host didn't like him and had a problem with him beforehand. That I was just realizing reading that last paragraph. She's best friends with his sister. So that means they have, like, you know what I mean? Like, his sister is her best friend. So it's probably like, I don't really like my best friend's brother. He's kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
He gets roped into these situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not a valid friend in that it's just like, oh, they're friends.
Yeah, for sure. But still, even that overall, you know who you invite to a party. You still are an adult. Like, even when people say this sometimes we'll get on this like, well, we always have to. You don't have to do it. You are an adult. If you, for some reason, you don't like him and he always eats the food, you don't have to invite him.
Yeah.
If you do, it is on you. There is personal responsibility in that aspect. And again, if he indeed offered food at the end of the night anyway, then what more can he do?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so
other than deal with his emotional issues and cause him to eat so much.
Yes. Yeah, post a pic of how fat you are is like, I wish somebody had asked that.
Right.
So, all right, next one. So I live with my childhood best friend. They're 21 and 22 and have done for 2 years now. Up until last week, things were perfect between us. However, he recently got a new girlfriend, a 23-year-old lady, and she honestly seems absolutely great except for one thing. She seemingly has a complete aversion to knocking. She and I have quite a lot in common, and I actually like spending time with her. However, it bugs the hell out of me when she just barges into my room without knocking first. Now, she's never walked in on me doing anything untoward. I'm usually just chilling on my bed or studying at my desk. However, on at least 7 separate occasions now, she's done it first thing in the morning to ask if I want coffee. I sleep naked. Every time prior to the last one, I've been under the covers and she hasn't seen anything. I always point out that she could have, and she just giggles and says, but I didn't. When she stayed over last week,
sounds like you have a chance here, my man.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's not porno stuff, right?
This is it. Are you in here naked? Oh, I didn't see you.
See, here's what you do, my man. Here's how you either make her never do it again, or have
Take
fun.
off the sheet.
Know that she's going to be coming in there. Get yourself a nice little morning wood, and she'll come in, and either again something fun will happen, or she will never do it again.
Yep. Interesting.
Problem solved.
Interesting you said this, Eric. When she stayed over last week, in order to make my point, I intentionally slept on top of the covers. Sure enough, she barges in at 7 a.m., begins to ask if I want coffee, and sees my penis. She immediately backed out of the room and didn't speak to me for the rest of the day.
Perfect.
My mate later pulled me aside and said I was being out of order, accused me of deliberately exposing myself, and pointed out that I threatened to do it before.
Yeah, as you should have. No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do it again if she comes in there.
They're now framing this to others that I'm some sick creep who intentionally got naked and weighs and weighs because that's how I get my rocks off.
I would tell you, I would have done
I would-
exactly
Me
what he
too.
did.
Me too. I would have done it if I keep telling you.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
like when a child like touches a hot stove, what do you do?
Let them burn
Right.
themselves.
Get them to learn one time. They'll learn their lesson.
Yeah, and
She
this,
got, oh, go ahead.
no, I was
with
just
a
gonna say, and
penis.
this isn't a situation where it's like, oh, she walked in without knocking a couple of times. Let me
No.
surprise her. This is him saying, hey, you know, you could walk in on me jerking off, right?
Yeah.
And then
And
she
she's like,
goes,
yeah,
yeah.
But I haven't.
Yeah, not yet.
Good on
And
this
then
guy.
when she does, she's like, "Oh God, a penis!
Bro, my.
I wasn't prepared for this at all."
and then treat him like a trench coated creep.
Yeah.
Right,
Like-
you are in his room. He's
Yeah.
allowed to be. Dude,
Yeah.
He's allowed to be naked in his fucking
He,
room.
Dude, he could be walking around. When you're guys having a shared apartment, when you have the room, that's like you're almost subletting this room. That is your absolute
No,
space.
she comes in there at any point. It's on them.
He can be sitting there fucking jerking off to a picture of goats,
Yeah.
and that's on her,
And if
not
you
on
come
him.
in there without knocking, that's your fault. Yeah, so fuck her. And this guy was right.
And this guy's girl,
Yeah.
nice knowing. By the way, nice knowing your buddy forever, and not. I mean, maybe going, hey, dude, trust me, I get it. I think it's ridiculous, but. From now on, I'll talk to her about knocking. You know what I mean? There'd be a way to still. The idea that your buddy would just be like, also buying into.
I
the
wouldn't even.
girlfriend.
I would be like,
Yeah.
what the fuck what was that whole thing? And then you'd be like,
dude,
well,
she doesn't knock.
keeps
I told her
coming
several
in
times.
here,
Right.
man.
I've told
And
her
it's like,
several
oh, okay,
times.
well, I'll definitely tell her. to-
You know, that is fucked up. Like,
This
you've
is-
been best friends with this guy for years. At that
Child.
point, like, you gotta have a conversation. Dude, come on. You know I'm not a creep. You've known me for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
I'm not the dude.
I've told her several. Here's this dude probably never been laid before or some shit. Like this is his first girlfriend, and so he's just gonna fucking abandon all of his personal,
Yeah, they are like 20. So that might be a real possibility. It might be the first girlfriend blind.
first girl touching his dick. So now he's just gonna not even fucking acknowledge the other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, absolutely. That is actually a very. I feel like that is exactly what's going on because that is not a way you. That is the way you handle it when it is like the first girl who ever touched it.
What if you? I wish there was like the other roommates that he's talking about on here being like, no, he was jerking off and waiting. He was just waiting in that room for her every day.
Yeah. He was yelling, "Come in!" Like,
That'd be different.
no,
Here I have a story. I have one story, and I'm going to say this, and then a story, for example. But here, that doesn't make me look that great. But but for real, he could be jerking off every day waiting for her. If she just knocks, then it won't matter.
Yeah.
knock,
Yeah.
knock.
No, I
It
meant
doesn't
just-
matter.
Yeah, that's true.
I forgot. I haven't told this story in a long time. But my buddy, it is not that big of a deal. But whatever.
yeah,
But my buddy, longtime buddy that you guys have never met, but you've heard me talking on the phone recently too. This was, dude, I was probably 21, 20, 19, in that range, whatever, right? And he had this long-term girlfriend. I'm not going to say the name, but whatever. But she's a very cool girl. We all liked her. There was no animosity whatsoever. But we were in that group of like jackass filming guys. You know what I mean? We were always like kicking each other in the nuts and, a lot of shenanigans going on.
yeah.
Anyway, one time I was in the bathroom or something, and I think Audrey was like, oh, well, whatever. She was like, hey, blah, blah, blah. You're like, anyone in there? I'm like, you want to see a big dick come in here or whatever like that? And she walked in, and I was full on with my dick out. But like, I didn't really like, you know what I mean? I didn't actually expect her to come in the end or something. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I'm telling this story,
but I mean, I will say that
I don't know why.
I don't know why you're telling it. That is a very good point. I will say in it, I would argue maybe not the asshole for that you said you exactly declared your intentions.
You told her.
I Louis C.K'd it, man. I
Yeah.
said I got my dick out. Okay, so
Yeah.
like she still came in. That's her
You,
own fault.
you just tried to wedge in your own. Am I the asshole into this?
No,
Yeah, what do you guys think?
No, honestly, it was never. I for some reason, I think I thought of it just because we're talking about like a girl walking into your day. It was
Yeah.
never an issue. None of us ever. I mean, honestly, I was embarrassed by it in the end, but like we all knew each other, and it was not really that.
No,
big,
yeah.
But my main point is like when they're like, oh, what if he's in there? Tyler was like, what if their guys are like, well, he's in there masturbating, waiting for. Again, not an issue if she knocks.
I meant more along the lines of it that he keeps the door open.
Oh, well, that's
Something
different.
along
Well, yeah,
those
well, that's
lines.
different.
Yeah.
That's
No,
different.
if he's repeatedly told her to knock, he's allowed to make eye contact.
Yeah, I meant
and be
like a
masturbating
scenario
when she
where
comes in.
he's straight up trying and acting like, whoa, they keep walking in. And it's like, your door is open and you're trying to fuck my girlfriend.
And just the fucking gall of these people, though, to bust into your room and to treat you like a creep.
The reality of it is messed up. This guy. If this is
telling-
true,
right.
then fuck your roommates. They're assholes, honestly.
Okay, my sister and her husband suffered from infertility for a long time. Yesterday,
Perfect.
we found out that she's expecting, and she's 36, by the way, who's suffering from infertility. Yesterday, we found out that she's expecting, which was amazing. We were all happy for her because we know how much this meant to her and her husband. They've been through so much heartbreak and disappointment in the past. She decided to gather the family and make the announcement at my parents' house. My boyfriend and I were invited too. We didn't know about it right away till post-dinner when my sister got up from her seat, held her husband's hand, and made the announcement. We all got up to congratulate her. Once we sat down, my boyfriend seemed puzzled. He tried to talk to my sister for a bit, then asked her to tell him how old she was again. My sister hesitantly said 36. He made a face and said, "Wow, I didn't know women at this age could still be functional when it comes to breeding."
Ooh, breeding! Shouldn't have said any of the words he just used. That was a bad sentence.
Sudden silence took over.
Yeah.
My sister looked down, and then her husband lashed out at my boyfriend, asking what the fuck his problem was.
Yeah.
My boyfriend tried to mumble something. That's when I loudly told him, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
He looked at me in shock, and my family stared at him. He seemed very offended and mad. He quickly got up, took his keys, and rushed out after saying, "Excuse me."
We're done.
My mom replied, "Excuse you." I apologized to my sister, but she started crying. I was mad. I went home and I had a fight with my boyfriend. He yelled about how I belittled him and insulted him in front of family by telling him to shut the fuck up. I told him what he did was not okay and it ruined my sister's long-awaited announcement. He said he was giving facts, not personal opinions.
Oh,
actually, it wasn't really
I know
even
these
giving-
types. I know these types.
Well, he wasn't giving facts. He was just saying, he was making a statement that was, I mean, rather uneducated.
No, and
But
just
it wasn't
shitty.
like giving facts would be like them getting up and saying, "Hey, we're trying to get pregnant and we wanted everyone to know we finally that time." And then he asked her like what her age was, and he'd be like, "Well, you know, the percentage." Like that would, although rude, would be giving facts. They're saying they've made it. They're pregnant. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like it's not.
Yeah,
just
you use
no.
the breeding horse for what she's for.
Right. They're not saying like, "Hey guys, we've decided to start trying," and then even again, like
Yeah.
even though it's going to be rude and inappropriate, him saying they're like, "Well, you know, the percentage of 36-year-olds, you know, you have a whatever," right?
The fact in that situation is, wow, you're pregnant. I'm for you.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's the fact.
what does it matter that because he says I was just giving facts? No, he said I thought women that age weren't functional, you know, breeding wise. He didn't even say like.
Yeah, like saying he was asking, trying to figure it out himself.
When you do these things, I always am just like, honest to God, I am a weirdo. I used to be known in my group of people that would kind of say things sometimes out loud that maybe I shouldn't always say, and I still kind of am like that. But I honestly don't believe that these are such. I can't believe there's human guys walking around. Like you're with your girlfriend and you're at their family's house and they're now announcing a child and you think it's okay. Like even things I would always say would usually at least be funny, maybe inappropriate or something, but it'd kind of be like there'd be an awkward situation. I might be like, "Wow, this is fucking awkward." Like not necessarily needed, but it's not like mean at a person. Like this is ridiculous.
Yeah, and one thing I had thought about too with this is like, you have to sure, he got mad at her for telling him to shut the fuck up. And it's like, no, in this situation, your girlfriend telling you to shut the fuck up is the best thing that's going to happen.
You need to shut
She
the fuck
now is
up.
representing the family, so they don't yell at
She's
you.
doing what the other fucking girl should have done with the mushroom shit.
Yeah.
Like, yo, guys, shut the fuck up, man. Like, we both did this. Like, or
Yeah.
something. Like, you know what I mean? And first, certainly to her sister, like, he didn't give it to her, the mushrooms. So the point is, like, yeah, she's doing what she should be doing, obviously. Like,
Yes.
good for her not being one of these people in a relationship that just, like, excuses an absolutely rude,
Really
inappropriate
shitty
comment.
thing,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not just going, well, you guys don't
You
know him like
it
I do.
Yeah. I know that one.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And then you get to go, okay, yeah, no, I'm sorry, he was an asshole. You have him apologize the next time they
Right.
see him. Go, we handled this personally.
Yeah,
Smooth
I
over.
still think you can. Yeah, I don't think you have to break go with him, but I mean, now based on his defense of himself, that's
I
good.
feel like you
But-
should.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying, but like, if you had gone back and all of a sudden he was like, "Yeah, dude, I guess I realized that." I don't know why
I
I
shouldn't
said
have
it.
said that. Yeah.
Because I've always said this to my sister. Like, I had my sister talk to my sister one time because I'm a guy who sometimes says things a little bit that I shouldn't say, and I don't. And sometimes I'm like, after I've said it, I'm like, "Oh fuck, that was stupid. Why did I say that?" So I'm saying, like, if afterwards they're like, "Holy shit, yeah, looking, whatever, that was retarded," go back and say, "Guys, I don't know what I was thinking. That was highly inappropriate. What I meant to say was whatever or something."
Yep. Yeah. No. Absolutely.
If not, though, he should definitely be out.
and I'm
And available.
Right. And I just and Tyler kind of mentioned it when I said it, but like, man, I hate a fucking I'm just saying facts guy.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Shut up.
the world is complicated. There are a lot of different truths.
And you don't know all the facts,
Yeah.
idiot. And
Yeah.
you couldn't. You're one little speck on this fucking planet, you dumbass. Like, you don't know shit. Your narrow-minded thought process will never get you out of things with facts. Because you don't know enough to do it.
Yeah, if you go into an elementary school and you start spouting Holocaust facts, like, yeah, you're just speaking facts. It's not the right facts for the right time.
It's a great example. What an apt example. All right.
Yeah.
Is that,
Yeah.
Oh, is that it?
I was debating. Yeah, I think that's it.
I was gonna say, I think that's probably good. Your time is up. No, I'm just kidding.
Right, the stopwatch is ended.
And
Boop. No, I think that was a good one to go out on. That's my point.
Yeah, no, I was looking at the other ones I had. I don't think we're going to top it. So, yeah, we will end it there. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Two Hippies, One Drunk. Please give us 5 stars on iTunes. Rate us, review us. Please go to our Two Hippies, One Drunk Facebook page, our Instagram. Follow those, interact with those. We put out content like every single day. Tyler sells his art. I do tarot readings. Eric is a professional beggar. All of these things.
That's true.
Yeah.
he is a professional.
No, but like seriously, if you want to support us, Eric has his Venmo, Eric Fady.
Which is shared amongst the group. Even though
Yes.
it's my name, it just makes it easier because some of the money situations. But it's basically just split into a pot. So
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
so it's Eric Fady, ERIC, F as in Frank, ADIE.
Yep. And if you also want to support us in other ways, I do tarot readings. Tyler does art. We sell both of those. So next week it is Eric's show.
Yeah,
Okay, so what do you got, Eric? What are we doing?
I think I have it down, but I'm not. I want to. Most likely, this is what it's going to be. We are in the time, as I'm wearing my Michigan stuff again, in March Madness here, which brings me to wanting to possibly do another bracket thing like I've done in the past. And 2 things I hate really quite a bit are vanity license plates and stupid joke T-shirts. So I think I'm going to find 8 really dumb vanity license plates, 8 really dumb T-shirts, and put them in some sort of tournament to decide who's the dumbest of them all, I guess.
Okay.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
there we go.
Woo woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check us
I
out next
found,
week.
and by the way, I didn't even tell these guys yet. I'm not going to say it on here because I'm going to save it. But literally in the parking lot of our hotel the other day, I took an image of somebody's terrible vanity license plate,
Oh.
and that's from real life. So I mean, they're not going to be fake shit. I'm going to find real life ones.
Awesome. Yeah, and our other bracket episodes have been great. So please, go back and check those out if you want. And yeah, super excited. See you guys next week.
See you next week.